obviously the first game we're going to talk about is the Bengals versus the Patriots. And we do this every week, Puma, but it's starting to become a reoccurring theme on this podcast. The autopsy of the New England Patriots after what was by far the dumbest play in NFL history. If you guys didn't watch the Patriots-Raiders game, 24-24 tied up, 3 seconds left for some reason. Ramondre Stevenson takes the draw play, decides to turn it around, throw it to Jacoby Myers, and then Jacoby Myers throws it to Chandler Jones, who basically catches it in midair, stiff arms Mac Jones to the other side of the planet. He's probably in China right now, and then Chandler Jones walks into the end zone and wins in what is by far the dumbest play in NFL history.
Yeah, and Jay, I was watching that on Red Zone, and I actually had to rewind it like 2 times because I could not believe what I saw. And what's mind-boggling to me is, it's one thing if New England was down, right? Like if they had to do this play to have a puncher's chance to win, okay, fine, because clearly the Raiders weren't tackling anybody anymore. But you're tied up, like you're about to go into overtime. And again, the Raiders aren't tackling anybody. So like, even if the Raiders win the toss, they're probably not going to do anything with the football. And you're going to be able to go down the field and have Nick Folk kick a field goal and, keep you guys, playoff hopes alive. But I don't know what the hell Jacoby Myers was thinking. The Stanford, Cal, Golden Bears play where the Stanford band was on the field is just simply called the play. This should really just be called the fail. This is hands down the dumbest play I've ever seen. Like it does not make any damn sense. There really needs to be, and I know we say it every week, and I know we're going to actually get to a game to talk about this week with the Patriots, but like at some point, there is going to have to be some massive soul searching in that building at Patriot Place because it does not make sense. And I know, like I was clowning on you last week with, we went from 20 years of success and greatness to this, and I mean, really, like, you want to talk about how far the mighty have fallen. Like, everything, like, that last play is just encapsulates everything of the post-Tom Brady era in New England. Like, in that one play, it's just, like, the coaching's bad. Clearly players went off the script and went into business for themselves in that one, because I don't know why anyone on that coaching staff would call that amount of stupidity. You have players chirping on the field about the play calling, and it's one thing if you've actually been a little bit successful over the last couple of weeks as a quarterback in the NFL, but when you're barely throwing for over 100 yards in a football game against the Raiders, no disrespect against the front four of the Raiders, they're great. The quarterback, the secondary leaves a little bit more to be desired, but there's just no excuse. This is a absolute dumpster fire.
Yeah, man, like, God, I'm just bent of emotion. Like, I'm not going to get all worked up about it. I can't go on constant 10-minute diatribes about the Patriots every week. I mean,
sure you can. We've done it for 2 years.
No, Puma, like, I mean, at this point, even I'm tired of it. Like, I just, like, when that play happened, man, like, I didn't even have a reaction. Like, I promise you, like, you think I would get mad? Or like you think I would laugh at it? I just simply didn't know what happened, and then I was like in a fog for 30 minutes trying to figure out what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't set in for the longest time, just because it's so blatantly stupid. It's just so dumb that like I never expected us, the Patriots, to have a butt fumble type of play. I wouldn't expect us to have that level of bad play, and it's just a microcosm of how far Bill Belichick has let this team fall. And I mean, the fact that Jacoby Myers even thought getting the ball to Mac Jones in that situation was just dumb. Like, I mean, like, what's Mac Jones going to do in that situation? So, I don't know, man. It's sad where the Patriots are now, and there's nobody but to blame but Bill Belichick himself. The guy is a fraud. I think more people are seeing it now more and more. I mean, you laugh at that, Puma, but like simply put,
it's just funny because it's so true.
I've been saying this for a couple years now, but like at the end of the day, the man is not who you think he is. He's a simply good genius, like when it comes to the defensive mind, but like the rest of it was just all folklore. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like one of those things where somebody should go back and look at the case study of how like Bill Belichick's legacy was built on just like a bunch of lies. Like the guy can't draft well. You know, he can't obviously develop people anymore. Like he used to be able to pick out any wide receiver from the stands and make him into a Pro Bowl receiver. Can't do that anymore. Can't even draft him. Can't even buy him nowadays. He spends money like a drunken sailor, like you always say, and he still doesn't have any talent on the roster. And then Obviously, quarterback Mac Jones he's not good. I mean, I've been saying it from day one. He's not good. You saw in this game he finally did have basically good protection against the Raiders, where the pocket was clean and he was just air milling people. John Smith's wide open in the end zone. He misses on him. 13 of 31 was a completion percentage, under 50%. Low quarterback rating, just bad all the way around. And now you've got the Cincinnati Bengals coming in. I mean, they're hot. They're 10-4. They came down. They're coming off of a beatdown of the Buccaneers, and they're probably going to go into New England and probably curb stomp the Patriots. Like, I mean, there really is no analysis here where we're going to provide where we're going to try to give you an idea of how the Patriots are going to win. The only thing I'm going to be looking for in this game is have the Patriots quit. Like, do the Patriots come out and basically lay down and quit on Bill Belichick, or do they fight in this game? That's all I'm really looking for because I'm not looking for a win.
Right. I mean, it's funny because like the Bengals look like they didn't even leave Cincinnati that first half against the Buccaneers game, and like there's a lot more nuance to that Bengals win against Tampa Bay, right? I mean, Jay, am I correct in remembering it was like 5 straight drives for the Buccaneers where it either ended in like a fumble or an interception or like a turnover, some sort of turnover, yep. and it gave the Bengals like the definition of positive field position. I think they averaged like starting from the 25-yard line at Tampa Bay. Like, you want to talk about, being on the fortunate end of things. The Bengals are going to have more than just luck on their side going up into New England, especially like with the weather. It's funny because there's a massive storm system moving through the Midwest and the Northeast this weekend.
Negative
all
40 in Ohio on Friday.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. But like all things considered, I think the Pats Bengals game is gonna be like a high of 30 degrees compared to like everywhere else in the country. So it really shouldn't be that affected, air quote, that affected by the weather. But it's definitely gonna be something to watch. And I think clearly I have the Bengals winning this game. The Bengals is one of my best bets. I got the Bengals at -3.5. I'm kind of kicking myself because it dropped down to 3 a couple of hours after I put it in at 3.5. But it is what it is. But I think Joe Burrow, leading the hottest team in the NFL right now, is gonna pretty much have his way with this team. I mean, there has been the let me rephrase that. There's been fight on the defense. Like, the defense has buoyed this team throughout the entire season. But, you're going up against, like, Tyler Boyd and Jamar Chase. And, Hayden Hurst is questionable in this game. But, I mean, Joe Mixon, Samaje Perine could be used in the passing game. There's just there's a plethora of weapons and different ways that this team can put points on the board. And the New England Patriots offense, they don't have I wouldn't say talent necessarily, but I guess the motivation maybe to try to keep up and go toe-to-toe with these guys.